Greetings once again, fellow book lovers. It's time for the latest edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you a book that I've read, reviewed, and recommend. But first, a note about my sunglasses. I don't usually wear sunglasses while sitting in my bedroom, but I had this problem several times over the years. There is blood in the corner of my left eye, and it really looks creepy. It happens. I'm on blood thinners, so at least once or twice a year I suddenly look in the mirror and there's blood in my eye. So anyways, it's not painful, I can see, but I just thought I'd put sunglasses on because it looks weird, like I'm in a little horror movie with my anyways, it's the book that we're concerned about. And the book that I'm reviewing today is Fallen Star by Lee Goldberg. This is published by Thomas and Mercer. It retails for $16.99 in the United States, $23.95 in Canada, and it is 290 pages long. Lee Goldberg is an amazing writer. He's written for a lot of television shows. He's produced them, he's written for them, and he's written several series of books. He wrote The Fox and O'Hare. He collaborated with Janet Ivanovich for 7 books there. And here he is, well, this is the latest Eve Ronin book. It is book 6 in the series, and she is a detective who teams with Duncan Pavone, and there's some interesting things going on. First of all, the book begins when Eve is in a, well, it's a parking lot for a store, and she sees a whole bunch of cars driving in and people getting out, and they've got hoodies, they've got garbage bags. So she knows it is like a flash mob that is going to run into a store and steal mass merchandise. So the people run into the store. So Eve, she calls for backup. Then she goes and she shoots out the tires of all the cars in the parking lot. So when the people come out, they know they can't drive away. Some of them surrender right there, and some of them, well, take tail and they run. And so when she gets back to her precinct, she finds out that she's been suspended because this is something that they don't think she should have done. But she's reinstated very quickly because they know she's a very valuable detective, and they're going to need her expertise because a big drum has washed up on the shore of a lagoon, and inside it is Gary Dent. Now, he's a notorious figure because he has been part of a, well, investigation into bribery and corruption of politicians and businessmen in the city. So people wonder whether he was killed to be shut up, so he couldn't testify any further. But it seems Eve and Duncan believe they know who killed him, but then there's a lot of questions there as well too. Was the person who killed him really the person who they thought killed him, who did kill him? So it's not that confusing. But anyways, Lee Goldberg writes in such a way that we don't really know who suspects are and who the guilty are sometimes. And then later in the book, when Eve is at home, she hears a helicopter flying overhead, and she thinks it's flying pretty close to her house. So she goes out and she sees or hears a crash not too far from her house, that the helicopter has, well, pretty well crashed. Everyone on board has died. There are body parts. There are people who survived the crash. They burned to death. So that seems that there was an accident. But when the investigation checks further into the case, they find out that one of the skulls of the pilot had a bullet hole in it. And they also discover that the gun was not shot from inside the plane. Someone, a sniper, had shot through the window of the helicopter and killed the pilot. Therefore, it crashed to the ground. So the question is, who was the killer? And there's a lot of suspects here. And Eve is, well, they try to kill her. She is ambushed in the parking lot of a restaurant. She's shot twice in the chest, but she always wears her Kevlar body armor, and that saved her life. But she is still a target. And the book is really, well, it's non-stop action, let's put it that way. But Lee Goldberg always writes non-stop action. And the fact the book is under 300 pages makes it a very fast and thrilling read. If you've never read a Lee Goldberg book before, you should really check it out because he writes so well. All the series, he's written at least 6 or 7 different series. And Fallen Star, the Eve Ronin series, is among his best. So if you're looking for a quality book, go look for this one. You will not regret it. So if you do purchase it, please drop me a note. Let me know if you do agree with my review. So I thank you for watching. Hopefully next time I won't be wearing these sunglasses and the blood will have dried up in my eye. Yeah, I know. But life goes on. So anyways, until we meet again, as I always say, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.